Welcome to JadeKind Gaming. My name is Adam. Today we will be unboxing another Dungeon Master screen for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Another one by Wizards directly. Gale Force 9 has done a handful of them. I think this is like the fourth main Dungeon Master screen by Wizards. And an original one, then they revised it to make it better. Then they did a Wilderness kit, and now they have a Dungeon kit. So it should be similar to what was in the Wilderness kit, only themed more for dungeon encounters. We're gonna take a look here. Get some little snippets of the art that'll be on the front. Big reason why I just keep getting them. And a list of what's in there. We don't need to see that. I'm gonna open it up and show you what's in here. If I can get through this plastic. There we go. Alright. And it comes in this sort of folder. Ooh, pretty color on the folder. Using this kit, condition cards, initiative cards, geomorph cards, numbered grid, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. We'll actually look at the screen last. So, alright, we got this sheet. This is glossy, showing what a race will work on it. Actions in combat, and it lists the actions in combat. That's just sort of a page out of Player's Handbook, but, you know, a useful one. Reference, particularly newer players. And then a grid map. Grid things out, and each one's numbered. So you can come up with a grid to make a dungeon. We have condition cards and a few other things. So normal conditions. Actually, I have these. I think these were in the first set as well. They're very general. I might want to use them. I'm playing with family currently as well, and my mother doesn't always pick up the quickest. These might be helpful. And then also a few dungeon related. We have yellow mold, green slime, and brown mold. Just some dungeon hazards that you might come across. So, and a little art for those as well. So, reference there. Initiatives, just on pretty art. The numbers 1 through 9. I always just have a sheet of paper, so these don't really do much for me. But if you want to use cards to keep track of initiative, as long as there aren't more than 9 participants, you have these. Okay, then we get Dungeon Geomorphs. Same pretty color as the inside of the folder. And these, you can tell, are each cards, and these are just like, you fold on the line and they'll tear apart. So you can tear apart each card. These Dungeon Geomorphs each have on the middle of both sides, of all 4 sides, it goes off of the map. So you could mix these all up and generate a different dungeon. So, for example, with them all together here, you notice they all connect. Now this section is separate from this section, so this would be something you'd have to go around other parts of the dungeon to get to. Like this little section here is separate, so you'd have to go, to get from here, you actually have to go around. Nope, doesn't connect through there. Around, nope. Wow. So to get to here, from here, you have to go around through here, and then you can go up there because of where things don't always connect. But yeah, it's for forming dungeons, just little environments for it. There's a number of sheets, the big variety. That's kind of what you want when doing a dungeon this way. And it's just for coming up for ideas of little segments of a dungeon, and you can mix and match them to create what you want. Quite a few. So what is that? 4 sheets with 9 on each. So what? 36? Even on this one. This one's a little section that would just be a dead end. Yeah, so 36 of these dungeon cards, and then a thing here that'll fold out and be a little tuck box to store them in. And so that was the kit section. Now, onto the Dungeon Master screen section. Starting with beautiful artwork. And also noting nice, thick, sturdy board. Some landscape orientation. Okay, so this. And we seem to have this lake here with this glowing magic door. This is how you enter Moria. Okay, it's the mine entrance. Speak, friend, and enter. But you got all these little glowy stones around here, crystals. A little mushroom here. Moving on, this column here, and this giant mushroom. We got a blue dragon there. Okay, and then here, and we have stairs up on this, but more stairs continue on this side that keep going up to the entrance to this cavern, where we have our little adventuring party. Got all these where they hook horrors lining the stairs. More of these crystals here. And then outside, another blue dragon. On looking this sort of elven, beautiful fortress castle. So yeah, nice cohesive scene of some dragon lair and an adventure party that's coming to spoil the day of some friendly dragons. Come on, what's wrong with them? Inside, what do we get? Setting a DC. Simple, useful. Monster motivation. Find a sanctuary, conquer the dungeon, seek an item, slay a rival, hide from enemies, recover from battle, avoid danger, seek wealth. Useful just to consider what's the monster doing here. Damage by levels and severity, just sort of when needing to generate damage on the fly. Way to figure that out. Improvising damage. Let's see, does this have being submerged in lava, stumbling into a fire pit, wading through a lava stream? Yeah, okay. So this is like in the DMG, but I always struggle to find where it's at when I need it, and I do. A number of times need this random table, so that's a nice thing to just have for the improvising damage. It's like trying to remember how much lava are you in, taking how much damage. Object armor class and hit points. Useful. List of just the skills and abilities that go with them. Always a general useful for any DM screen. Jump rules, suffocation, concentration rules. It's actually good one to have on reference. The exhaustion track. We get our conditions on a lot of DM screens because they just come up. They're useful. State of the ruin. Roll on this table randomly to determine general conditions of a dungeon area. For randomly creating a dungeon, yeah. Dungeon encounters. I don't know. You can use that occasionally. Can't rely on that too much, but just sort of the determining what are they coming across a big thing, a bunch of little things, one of these 3 objects, or explorers that are friendly. Can get very repetitive, but if you just need something real quick and don't have a decision, you can use that occasionally. The list of dungeon chambers sort of relies on you knowing what they are. Most of them you will, but salon, aviary, chantry, depending on your knowledge. Some of those are words that not everyone knows offhand if you haven't already put work into figuring out and designing a dungeon. So without definitions, not always the best, but just general random what is this room roll table. Travel pace, general for anything. Cover, general. Light, general. Obscurity, general. Tracking rules. Visibility outdoors, audible distance, food, drink, and lodging, all general stuff, and then foraging DCs pairs well with tracking. So lots of just general things on here for any DM screen. And then the more specific dungeon theme stuff is largely if you create a random dungeon on the fly, which generally I don't. Which is also great for those little cards, the dungeon geomorphs. Great for creating a random dungeon on the fly. I don't. I have it made beforehand generally, or I'm going to be postponing the session, because but I mean, if you need to for something, if you gotta have it, if you gotta just generate it randomly, it helps. It's got the stuff for that. So, and the art here is beautiful, and that's a big part of the reason I keep collecting them. In the area where I game, I film, and I have a spot behind me where I put up a screen or two just as decoration on the walls that I like to change out occasionally, and some more beautiful screens to go behind me. I'm all for it. So that's the biggest thing I buy it for. But also it has the general stuff that you need just for any DM screen, that if you like this artwork and you don't have another one, it will meet the basic needs for any. And then it's really that improvising damage. That's a useful one too. That's one I've had to flip through the books to try and find. I can remember it's on the screen. I'll just grab the screen, because there's some things I just grab the screens for rather than open the books. Even if I'm, I don't generally play with a screen in front of me very often, unless I got like a lot of notes that I'm worried about or something. But yeah, beautiful screen. I'll link down below. You can check it out if you want to pick it up online. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. Bye.